Welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for joining. I'm John Mayfield, and I'm just going to do a quick test to make sure we are broadcasting loud and clear. My apologies for a little bit, for being a little bit late, and I'm just going to go out online and make sure that we have a live feed. So hope you're having a great day, and welcome everyone from the Sarasota, Manatee area. It's great to have you on here, and I again am just checking to see, to make sure, I just want to make sure and I don't know why let me try this one more time, because I have a new URL, and I had tested this the other day, and it looked like everything was working okay. But I do have, for some reason, I'm not bringing this up, but I think I'm going out loud and clear. It shows that I am, so I just wanted to test this real quickly, and I don't know why. There we go. Let me try. Should pull it up this time. Here we go. Yep, looks like I'm out there and broadcasting. And so great. Welcome so much for joining. Thank you. And I'm going to go through the presentation that I did in Sarasota while I was there, and then possibly go in and show you some additional tools that you might be interested in taking a look at. So, you know, I think it's always important for us to be smart when we're using technology. And, you know, I'm reminded of many stories that I could tell. I told a story when I was in Sarasota about when I went on a listing presentation and the sellers had called out 3 other people. It was a huge opportunity for me to get this big home right on the water in Tir de Lac. And I showed them all of these cool tools that I was going to do, and I showed them a CD-ROM I was going to produce, and I won the listing. You know, I got the business. This is actually an example of a program that I used to use called Autoplay, and Autoplay is kind of interesting. Autoplay is a program that I had used years ago, and it helped set me apart and helped me get various listings. In fact, I can tell you about a time I got a condominium project listed because I was different than the competition. And one of the things I stressed about in our presentation there is that you have to be what I call the red chair. You have to be different than the competition. You know, and I love this phrase right here. Set yourself apart, or think smart with technology and set yourself apart. So, that's what I really wanted to focus on during that presentation when I was in Sarasota. And what I want to remind you is that you have to be different. You have to be different than the competition, and you literally have to be what I reference or refer to as that red chair. You have to be that red chair, be different, and set yourself apart. So I have a little video that I'm not going to kind of show you there, but it's a funny technology video, and if you were in the presentation, you kind of remember that. But just remember that we want to be smart using today's technology. So there's a couple of items that I love to mention and talk about during this presentation. So one of the things I want to remind you with my SMART acronym is that each word in SMART represents or stands for something. So the S stands for social media. So we've got to learn how we can use social media in our real estate businesses. And I think you really have to have a strategy for that. It's very important for you to have a strategy with social media. So the first tool I talked about is a little tool called Adobe Spark. There's a couple of tools like this that are out there and available for use. And Adobe Spark is the first tool. It is a tool that allows you to actually use your iPad, as you can see right in front of me, and you can bring up Adobe Spark, and it's kind of like having your own graphic artist. So with Adobe Spark, I can create Facebook posts, Instagram posts, I can create Facebook covers, YouTube covers. I mean, the sky's the limit. You could do ebook covers, posters, flyers. It's again just like having your own graphic artist. So a couple of neat things you can do with Adobe Spark is, number one, you can create web pages. With web pages, you could actually embed photographs, you can embed videos, you can have blog posts, and literally create some landing pages for some of our real estate properties that we are trying to sell. You can create what are called video stories. Now, the really interesting thing about video stories is that through a video story, you're going to actually be able to add video and audio or still photography. And then what I like about that is you can put those into a Facebook feed, and if a person's just scrolling along, they're going to see this video that's going to be playing and would really enable or allow them to maybe pause or stop on your social media post. And again, that's just helping you be that red chair, to be different, and to get more eyeballs on your social media posts. So video stories, very interesting way that you can leverage social media posts. And you can also access this from your iPhone or your iPad. So again, you pick out the template, you pick out the text, the photographs, and within moments, you have an amazing social media post. Now, Canva is another similar alternative to Adobe Spark. Either option's very good. I use them both. I kind of think Adobe Spark's a little bit easier to me, but these tools will allow you to take your social media post to a whole different level. And again, it's all about, I think, it's all about having the ability to set yourself apart, be different, and be that real estate agent that can stand out in the crowd. Now, I talked about LinkedIn. LinkedIn, huge site. You know, it's interesting that LinkedIn was purchased by Microsoft just a couple of years ago for like $26 billion. Can you imagine coming up with an idea in your living room and then selling it a few years later for $26.2 billion? I'd take the 0.2, wouldn't you? So just the 0.2, what would that be? It's a lot. But LinkedIn's a huge social media platform that real estate agents need to be involved in. And the reason being is that when a person searches for you, they may very well find your LinkedIn profile before they find your website profile. So we've got to think about how can we be that red chair on LinkedIn. I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can do that. Number 1, add a video to your profile. You'll notice right here that I've added 2 different videos to my profile. One I shot on my iPhone in my office upstairs. I have my office downstairs in the basement now because there's 3 of us that work down here, and it's a comfortable spot. We have a fireplace, and you know, the ceilings are not finished, but my son-in-law was telling me the other day, he said people pay a lot of money to have concrete and brick exposed walls and rafters that you can see from above. But I shot this in my office when it was upstairs on my iPhone. And I want to tell you what, I've had people who've literally gone out and looked at that video. Why? Because people are I like to use the word stalking but people are stalking us online. They're trying to find out what they can about us, and having a video is one way that you can set yourself apart. Make sure you add your volunteer service. I think that's very important for you to do. Your volunteer service. People want to do business with other people who have an interest or we have a likeness. It makes us feel a part of one another. So make sure you add your volunteer service and update your information on a regular basis. You got to do that. LinkedIn's looking at different algorithms, and whether or not your information is updated regularly is a key point in if you will be shown in that feed or not. So you definitely want to make sure that you update your information, add your volunteer service, put your video on there about yourself, put some testimonials on there. All of those will help you with the LinkedIn. Now, Instagram's huge. And by the way, we're looking at a post that my daughter made for my real estate school, Global Real Estate School. And you can see there, right there, that she used Canva for this specific post. So just like we were talking about with Spark or Canva, there's some great tools here that you can use for Instagram. One tool I like is called Linktree. Linktr.ee allows you to create a link with additional links. So now think about this. If someone finds you on LinkedIn and they click on your link, it's just going to take them to one spot, whatever URL you've put in there. Notice here, this is Alicia Keys. If you click on her link in her Instagram profile, it takes you over to Linktree. And if you'll notice there, she has multiple links you could go to. So there's the Linktree right there. And that could take you to an album of hers, to a different tour schedule, to whatever she wants to put there. Well, we can use that in real estate and have open houses. We could have other properties we have for sale and so much more. So really a cool tool for Instagram called linktree.ee. A lot of people are using that. It's a great way to leverage more than one website. Layout is another interesting tool for Instagram, and this allows you to add multiple photographs. So if you wanted to add several photos of one of your listings and post that on Instagram, Layout allows you to do that. Very, very popular. And then what we call a GIF maker. I've been doing this in a course that I'm teaching right now for that I have some students in, called How to Land More Listings. And we've actually gone through how to do this. This is a daycare I have for sale, and I actually created a little GIF, which is a video, which is a video that actually rolls through and it just never ends. I mean, the video will start from the beginning once you get to the end of the video. So as you can see, we're back at the beginning. Tired of working for someone else? You can have, your dreams come true and be your own boss. Profitable daycare for sale. Have success in your life. Contact Mayfield Real Estate. All of the key points are right there. So this is how to, and there's lots of these online. We'll go out when I go out of the PowerPoint and look at a couple of these. But this is really a good way to leverage that. Now, why is this important? I'm going to come back over here just so I can see you for a second. Because as people are scrolling through their Facebook feed, they might see this pop up, and it's going to be running through some of the, the videos running, and they may stop on that, look at it. And now we've added text and visuals to hopefully get them to pay attention and notice. And it's, a daycare's for sale. it's with Mayfield Real Estate. That sounds like a property I might be interested in. They can click and find out more information or hopefully give me a call. So, you know, making a GIF can be very, very beneficial for you, and it's something I would consider and think about doing. Don't forget hashtags. That's how people find us today. They're searching, and they're searching by your hashtags, and that is a huge way to build followers and get more people to subscribe to your Instagram or Facebook channel. So don't forget the hashtags. And then here's a neat little tool called Hootsuite. I use Hootsuite a lot. In fact, I had subscribed to this and dropped it. And then I started my online real estate school, and I had such success from a Facebook Live video that I had done that I decided I need to do this. I need to subscribe, and just social media is a big part. So what I do with social media is, with Hootsuite, is, as you can see, I can set up all my social media accounts in one spot, different pages that I manage, and then I can type my text, add a link, and even schedule what time I want this to go out, when I want it to go out, and boom, the information goes out into one item. Now, one of the things about social media that I wanted to remind an idea, and this is something I do called repurposing, and I'm going to actually show you I'm going to show you how I do this live here. This is one reason I wanted to do the video today. But I like to repurpose content. Here's a webinar I did. It's a VA webinar that I did a while back. And if you bring the video into a video editing software program like Camtasia, which I'm going to show you in just a moment, you can highlight that video at the bottom, right-click your mouse, and then select Separate Video from Audio. Now, when I do that, it gives me two tracks, one video, one audio. I'll highlight the video, right-click the video, select Delete. Now I have an audio track. I can take that, export it, save it, and now put it on my podcasting account. And I use drag and dictation to transcribe. And now look, all of a sudden I have a YouTube video, podcast, blog, and little pieces of information I can tweet and send out because it's a longer video. Now, let me show you how this is done live, okay? So I'm going to pull up Camtasia, which is it's a video editing software that I use. My apologies in advance. A little bit of a runny nose there. So here's Camtasia. Now, I'm going to do a new project. Actually, I didn't want to do a new project. I'm going to fix this here. Sometimes the video will run a little, or my computer will run a little bit slow if I'm streaming and broadcasting and everything else that's going on, but we'll be good here. I actually have a template that's already saved that's a podcasting template, and that's what I wanted to pull up. And the spinning wheel that drives you crazy when you are in a technology presentation. And I will be honest, I need a new computer, but I just hate to break down and go out and spend that much for one. So I'm going to go to podcast template. We'll open that up. There we go. Have to convert it because I have a new version of Camtasia. Okay, so it should be up and ready to roll here. There we go. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this template up, I'm going to delete this piece here. You'll notice I have an intro right here.
Mayfield,
and I have an outro right here.
Thank you for listening to the podcast.
So I just want to lay a track down in between here. Now, earlier, this is what I'm doing now. I just want to kind of show you the process here. So, pull this up. Here we go. So I'm going to go to Facebook. And I want to just show you how this operates. Hopefully you're able to watch and you will find this interesting. I hope you do. I find it fascinating, but maybe that's because I like technology. I don't know. So I'm using a program called Switcher Studio. And there's my good friend Paul Gregory. I'm going to go over here and I want to pull up my Global Real Estate School, which is right here. And now I'm going to scroll down. I want to show you I did a Facebook Live video just a couple hours ago on my Global Real Estate School account. So what I'm doing, just to kind of repurpose and kill a couple of birds with one stone, I guess you could say, is I shot this morning. Now, just so you'll know that, I'm wearing a purple shirt, right? Okay, so we'll go back over and you can see the same shirt I have on here. Now, if I put my mouse in the middle of the video and I right-click my mouse and I click copy the video URL, okay? So I'm going to open a new window here and I just copied that URL. I'm going to paste that. Now, all I have to do, once this comes up here, I have a little program down here called iSkySoft right here. And so I just take this, when I have the video up, I take this link right here, and notice I'm dragging it down, and I'm putting it right there in iSkySoft.
For Global Real Estate Schools podcast. I'm doing the podcast live.
So I just drop that in there, and it will copy this over right here. Okay. So that is my first step. I recorded this live. I was live on Facebook on my business channel. And now here it is. I'm going to select this little folder out here on the right. So when I select the folder, it actually threw something over on my other monitor. So it's on the other monitor. And if you'll just trust me, I'm going to take this. So let's see here. My apologies, my mouse is over on my other monitor, and I'm trying to bring this over here so I can see my mouse, but I don't see it on my screen. I'll have it over there in a second. Why is that not wanting to? There it is. Okay. So, let me get my, there we go. I was trying to, I had too many windows open. it drug this on the desktop. So what I do is I'm going to drag this right down here. Okay. And I just put this on to the screen here. All right. Sorry about that. So here's this video right here. This is video and audio, and this is audio right here. Now, on the PowerPoint, remember I highlighted the strip, the movie strip, because that has video and audio. And if I right-click my mouse, I can say separate video and audio right here. See that? Now I have two tracks. I have a video track, no audio, and just an audio track. I want to just get rid of the video track, so I'm going to hit delete. And I'm going to back this up just a little bit. And I'm going to drop that down. And this I'm going to bring right over here. Okay, now, hopefully you can hear this. I'll turn the volume up. So, here we go.
Hi, I'm John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy with another Global Real Estate School podcast. John Mayfield, the business tech guy, and we are with episode 067 for Global Real Estate Schools
So, see that? It's I'm going to turn that up a little.
podcast. I'm doing the podcast.
Now I'm going to come over here and just make sure the ending's
Watching
okay.
the podcast, go out and make it a great day. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
Okay, so it's all ready to go. So I just stripped the video out. Now I go up here to share, export audio only. I have a folder in my music called podcast, and this is going to be episode 067. So I just highlighted 066, and I'll erase that and put 67 because I don't want to erase my previous podcast, and I'll click export. So now I'm just creating an audio file which has my intro, my outro, and the audio from the Facebook page. Okay? So now I'm going to quit Camtasia because I'm done here. I'll click Don't Save. I'm going to quit this because I really don't need iSkysoft open anymore. Okay? Now so I just took this video, I just stripped it right off of my Facebook feed. And again, to do that, you just put your mouse over the video, right click, and copy that video URL. Then I opened up a new tab, pasted the video URL, so that now I could drag that link into iSkysoft, okay? So once I had this, I just drug it down here to that iSkysoft, and that way it was ready to strip the video and audio off as a file by itself. I use iSkysoft a lot. It's kind of a cool little program. So now that I have that, I want to go to Podbean. Okay? And we're going to pull up Podbean, and we're going to log into my account. So I'm going to use Twitter to log into that. So now I'm into my Podbean account, and I want to post a new episode. So I'm going to go to my account, and actually, sorry about that. Here we go. So it gives you some of my some of my statistics back there. So now I come over here to publish a new podcast, right? I want to choose my audio file, and remember I have that in music under podcast, and it's the most recent one, 67, and so I'll choose that. It's going to bring that audio over, so that's done. I'm now going to pull my podcast art, and this is I like to use questions a lot. What is caveat emptor episode 067? Now, here, I just basically copy that. Maybe it's C-A-V-E-T. Just to be on the safe side, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do a quick Google search. C-A-V-E-A-T, emptor. E-M-P-T-O-R. Let's make sure that's spelled right. Looks like it. Okay, good. So I'll just highlight that and copy it. And I'm going to paste that in there. Now, one of the tools that I show you is a tool coming up, is a tool called Text Expander. Whoops, I don't know what I did there. If you remember that, if you were in the presentation. And Text Expander is where you can add little snippets, and all you have to do is just type the secret code. So I'm going to type PC1, and look, it says, are you currently enrolled in a pre-licensed real estate school? If yes, you can go right here. Now, I can fix these in Text Expander, but I keep forgetting to do that. And so I'm just adding the link here, and I tell it to open this in a new window. Same way with this. This is so people, if they want to subscribe to my Facebook page, I'm just copying that, hitting the link, pasting that, and I'm saying, would you open that in a new window? Okay? So there's my information. This is going to be real estate definitions, real estate. These are just categories, and those will be fine. And these will send them to all of my websites automatically. And podcast is one other weird, goofy thing, but I want to make sure all of this is aligned to left. Okay? And now I think I'm ready to publish. So I'm going to select publish. All right, so let's take a look at it. Here it is. And we'll do the play button.
Hi, I'm John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy with another global real estate.
And notice those links are active if someone wanted to sign up for my Facebook page or go to my website.
Mayfield, the business tech guy, and we are with episode 067 for Global Real Estate Schools podcast. I'm doing the podcast live on Facebook, so if you have not signed up or liked our Facebook page, go to Facebook and search for Global Real Estate School.
Now, jump out here at the end. We'll jump out here.
I'm John Mayfield. Always thanks for listening or watching the podcast. Go out and make it a great day. Thank you for listening to the podcast.
So, I've got this up, right? Now, here's what I want to focus on or show you. I really don't want to send people to Podbean, okay? That would be great, but that's not my goal. So I want to select share and embed right here. And there is a widget code. You can see it right here. If I highlight this and I right click my mouse and copy that, that's where I want to send that, okay? Now I am going to go out to my website. So I'm going to go out to my Shopify account. That's my website for my real estate school. So I'm going to log into that very quickly here, and that's going to be where we want to send everybody. Okay, that's the part that I want, where I want to send everybody. So I just want to kind of get around my dashboard here and jump into the blog part of the website. So I'm going to go to the online school or online store, and I want to go to blog post. And then I'm going to bring you back over here so you can see what's going on, okay? So you should be able to see here. So I'm going to add a blog post right here. And I'm going to come right down here into the content, and I'm going to hit, so I'm in the contents box right here, this piece that's below here. And if I go over here where it says show HTML, you just need to click on that, and I'm going to go back in the box, right click my mouse and paste. Okay? Now, I'm just going to hit enter once, and you should see that box there. See it? So there it is right there. There we go. I just want to get that down one. There we go, one spot. Okay, so what did I do? Just to bring you back up to speed here. In Podbean, when I've done the podcast here, episode 067, there's a little button over here that says share and embed. Do you see that? If I select share and embed, here is the code. And all I have to do is highlight that, right click my mouse and copy. That is HTML code that I just pasted over here. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to select edit, because I want to copy all of this text right here. So all I have to do is Control A or Command A for select all and copy that. Now I'll come over here and I'll do right click my mouse and paste. See that? Now this was what I put up in the subject line, so I'll copy that. I'll go in the title and paste that. You see that? I want this visible, and I'm going to just add this on that page. I've got that information. This is a post by me. My tags will be podcast, pass the exam, blog, real estate school, definitions, exam. All of those will be good tags. Now, the only other thing I need to do is an image. Now, I use a program that I like called Presenter Media. It's they're kind of fun cartoons. And gotta get that off of there. And so this is caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. So let's put buyer beware and just see if we have anything. You know, we could use this stop. Might be kind of interesting, couldn't we? Actually, I was going to say we could use caution. Let's try that. And there we go. How about this? I like that. We could use either one of those, but we'll use the tape. And I'm going to download this. Okay? Now, I'm going to go over here to my post, and I'm going to upload an image. And it's in my downloads. It's the first one called Caution. Notice it's called Wall of Caution _ tape _ 400 _ CIR. Here's what I'm going to do. I've uploaded that. I'm going to edit the image. And I'm going to call this CAVE. I need to make sure I know how to spell that again. let's just do that. I'm going to copy that. So I'm going to edit the image. I'm a creative speller. And now I'm just going to paste that. Now, why did I change the image to what is caveat emptor? Because if someone was on Google and they were searching images, in fact, if they search what is that, see, I've got that in my blog post, so I could pop up in the blog post, but if somebody was over here on images, my image could even possibly pop up. See that? So now I'm kind of creating an SEO, the ability, a tag to maybe get found. Okay, so we're ready to go. So now I'm going to save that. So it's been posted. Let's go view it live on the website. So if you go to my website, you click on blog right here, you're going to see what is caveat emptor, posted today, October 2nd. So if you want to read this, it brings you over to the blog. Now, I really want my podcast to be up above here. So I need to edit that, and that's going to be real easy to do. So I'm going to just circle this, or highlight this part, and I'm going to right-click my mouse and cut that, okay? Now, I have to go back over here to this HTML thing. Don't ask me about that. It's just remember that you have to do that. And I go to the end of the HTML, hit the Enter key one time, and then I can do Control or Command V as in victory, or I can right-click my mouse and hit Paste. And now I'll hit Save. Okay, now if we come back out here, notice how this is right now. If I refresh this page, that podcast will move up. So, and I'd like to get that up one more spot. So that's easy to do. I just come out here, and so I'm gonna edit this right here, and I'm gonna hit Enter, Enter, and Save. I want it to look nice, right? We want to make sure we get it the way we want it. So I'll come back over here and I'll hit the refresh button, and that should move up now and look perfect. And now if someone selects the play button, they should hear the podcast.
John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy with a...
Now this is my hub. This is where I sell the real estate courses, right? Same way if I was pushing one of my listings, I want to send them to Mayfield Real Estate. If I go up here to the URL, look at this great big long old URL. That's where this is on the World Wide Web. Well, why don't we highlight that entire URL, right-click our mouse, and copy that? Okay? Now, let's go over to Hootsuite, which is what we were just talking about before we jumped over and started doing hands-on, okay? And remember, I was repurposing content. So, I mean, I'm doing a lot of things, and you may say, gosh, John, this is taking a long time. It really, once you get the hang of it, it doesn't take that long. But now, I'm going to go over here first of all, and I'm going to highlight all of the places I want this to go, all of my social networks, 7 places. Now remember, I just highlighted the link to my website. Remember this? Here it is right here. We came up here, we right-clicked our mouse, and we copied that. Well, let's do this. Let's highlight this, and let's right-click this. Let's copy that. And let's come over here and let's paste that first. And I'm going to erase that. And now I want to go back over to my website, and I want to get that long URL at the top. Right click, copy. If you can right click, copy and paste, you can do this. Now, I don't want to paste that right there, okay? That's not the goal. Because I want this, I'm going to cut that, to be down here. So I'm going to paste it here and shrink that link. Now watch what happens. Okay? Now I just need to add my hashtags. Remember we talked about that? Hashtag Global Real Estate School. Hashtag Get Your Real Estate License. Hashtag Missouri Real Estate Schools. Hashtag Sell Real Estate. Hashtag Real Estate School. Hashtag Online Real Estate School. Okay. We could add some more, but we'll do that. Now I have to do one more thing because one of these is Instagram, which requires media, right? So well, let's just throw our little caution there, okay? And now I am ready to hit the date. Now, I could do one or two things. I could auto schedule this right here. Auto schedules off, so they would send it out for me. Or I can just say, let's send it right now. Or I could send it at 5 p.m. today. So I'm going to just say send now. And so right here, I'm going to hit send now. Everything looks good. It's 3:51 in the afternoon. It'd be a good time here, Central Time. Now, I just sent that to 7 different social media sites. Here it is right here. And we linked everything to where? Back to my school, the hub. There it is right there. They can listen to it. So we've sent everything over here to the Shopify website. We sent it to 7 different social media sites and we repurposed content. So we started with the Facebook live video. I stripped the audio off of my Facebook Live page by using a little program called iSkySoft. Remember, I took that and drug the link down into that, and it strips the video off. Then I took that whole video file and put it in Camtasia in a template I had for my podcast, which has an opening and a closing. I brought that little 2-minute video in there. I highlighted that video portion, right-clicked my mouse and said, split the video and the audio. Then I highlighted the video and hit the delete button. Now I just have an audio. Position that just right between the opening and the closing, intro and outro for my podcast. And I saved it as an audio file in my podcast folder, in my music folder. Podcast is a subfolder of the music folder. Saved it there, named it the same that I name all of them. I just changed it to 67. Now I went to Podbean, which I don't pay a whole lot for, uploaded the file, added my text, used Text Expander. Don't forget about that. We're going to be looking at that here in a second. And got the audio up on Podbean, which, by the way, immediately, within seconds, it's on the iTunes store. And immediately, if you subscribe to my podcast, all of my subscribers get a notification if they have it turned on, which most people do, that Global Real Estate School has a brand new podcast. See how that's leveraging that? Then I took that podcast as the ability for me to create a widget. So I copy that information, go to my main hub, which is my Global Real Estate School, post a blog post, insert the widget, and that is the URL. That's where I want to drive everybody. I don't want to drive them to YouTube or to Podbean or to iTunes. I want to drive them or to Facebook or Instagram. I want to drive them to my website. And so we repurposed content. We leveraged Text Expander. We leveraged our podcasting, YouTube, all the social medias, and we grabbed a little graphic from Presenter Media. And now, hopefully the word keeps getting out there. Not that people may buy this minute, but you know what? My name's got to stay in front of them. Because when someone says, I'm thinking about getting my real estate license, oh, you got to go to John Mayfield School, Global Real Estate School. When someone is thinking about selling that knows you, they're going to say, oh, you got to call you. They're going to mention your name. Why? Because they see your stuff over and over. And it's attractive stuff because you're using Spark or you're using Canva. You're repurposing content. You're getting creative. And you're getting noticed. You are the red what? The red chair, and you're knocking it out of the park. So that's kind of where we've been with all of that. But that, my friends, is how we leveraged all of that and created some content. So, by the way, it's going to LinkedIn, Facebook, all of those. Here's the key: consistency. Consistency. Let me rephrase that. You got to be consistent. I can tell you right now that my daughter and I have let a week or so go by. We haven't been very consistent with our social media for the real estate school. And you know what? The last couple of days, the sales have really fallen off. In fact, the cash register hasn't rung at all. And today it did. Thank you, Lord. But you got to be consistent with it. And so that's the key, is being consistent. Okay, so we're going to talk about marketing and kind of get into that. And I was talking about a little program called Magisto. You can check these out. And by the way, I'm going to post this video so you'll be able to watch it again. But these are some things real estate agents are doing with Magisto. There's also another one. I'm trying to think of the name of that. But they just allow you to create video stories. You can do that with Spark as well. Clips is a way that you can use.
Hi, it's John Mayfield.
You can use a program to actually create subtitles.
Clips that actually will take my voice and convert it to text.
So a lot of people are using that. That's a big deal. And then we have YouTube. You're watching this right now, live stream on my YouTube channel. So I'm actually using YouTube, and notice I'm using a program that I'll show you in a minute that I can go between cameras. So Live Leap actually lets everyone on your social media know you're live, but Switcher Studio allows me to use my iPad to switch between cameras, so I can go to a different camera angle. If I had another camera angle up, I could go back to this camera angle. By the way, I can add text overlay. When I do a live study session, there's another text overlay. On my studio on the other side of the basement, I have a big board where I do my drawing and all of that. But I can take those off. And look at this. I can actually run a video. John Mayfield, and welcome to my 2-minute tech tip. See, I'm running video, and then I can do a tech tip, do my tech tip. When I'm done with my tech tip, I go right here, and I actually have video that I can run as an outro. That's from Switcher Studio. Really a cool little program, and it just allows you to have multiple camera angles. They're adding a bunch of new tools to Switcher Studio. I mean, I love it. It is an amazing tool, and I'm using it right now, and hopefully you're seeing the benefits and the power that it provides as well. So, you know, I gave you a couple ideas with Moondog Labs and a little lens that you could shoot video and shows you, you know, the quality. I showed Flip Builder, which allows you to create digital magazines. I love Flip Builder, and I'm looking at the time, and we probably don't have time to really get into this as much as I would like, but I'm telling you what, this allows you to be that red chair, to be different. Amazon Echo is another tool. Now, what I need to do, and I'll just show you how this Sound Up works, because I actually was showing some people here. I have no idea why that's not coming over here, but maybe now my mouse is gone again. I have these two monitors, and let me just unplug my one monitor. There we go. That'll work there. Sometimes you can have two monitors on your system and have some crazy stuff go on. So I just wanted to show you, you know, one other way I have to leverage my podcast that I just did, because you can't do that through Hootsuite yet. I'm sure they will do that at some point. But I'm going to just log in here, and so I'm going to log into my Sound Up file, and they've kind of been switching some things around, but I want to add a new briefing, and this is real easy to do. So this is going to be episode 13. And that's a primary feed. I'm going to choose the file, and remember that was from my music file in the podcast 67 open, and I'm just going to have that go out today, and so I'll save that. Now, if someone has subscribed, one of my real estate students has subscribed to my Alexa feed, they'll be able to say, "Hey Alexa, what's my today's flash briefing?" and it will read that to them. So, you know, those are things we have to think about today, and very, very big deals that are going on. The other thing I talk about, and it's creating a lead magnet, creating content. And there are some ways you can do that through landing pages or lead pages. This is some stuff I've done before to find out what my house is worth in Florida. Here's a lady who has a you know, a free ebook on how to buy a second home in Florida. Here is KV Core platform that I use, that people can get an instant access on the value of their home, and when I get that lead, it comes into me. The main thing, what you want to think about here, is that you want to make sure that you're capturing leads when people come to your website. And this is really a whole different webinar in and to itself. And I may have, I think, another webinar I've done on this before, so I won't spend a lot of time on this today. I may save that for a future webinar, and I've signed you up for my 2-minute tech tips, so you'll get notice for that when we get ready to do that. But you know, these are some things you can do. Have live chat on your site where you can talk to people, and And then just a couple of interesting tools I found called Cultivate, where you can communicate with people that you've run in touch, that you've come in contact with, sending Starbucks cards. Here's how I actually utilize YouTube to record a video, upload it to my video site, mark it unlisted, and then share that with customers. Grammarly looks out for my vocabulary words. Very, very good tool as well. I use Audio Note a lot. I talked about that. Audio Note's really cool because if you're recording while you're on a listing, you can actually scrub to the point of the audio where you type that note. Now, this is an example of Dr. Yin, who I was taking notes in his presentation, and notice he gave us a shocking statistic about high school dropout homeownership is 64%, black college graduates only 57%. Well, if I wanted to hear his speech from that part of the audio, all I have to do is touch my finger on shocking, hit the play button, and immediately Dr. Yin will be speaking from that point of the audio. So imagine being on a listing appointment and you were trying to figure out, what did the person say when I was in the kitchen, or what did they say here? Audio Note's a great tool. I had a lady from Sarasota who wanted to know how she got her background out. I use photo scissors. It's a really cool tool. Can get that out. And then here's Text Expander. This is what I used a minute ago when I added that piece by typing PC1, podcast 1. Here's my LinkedIn text, some information, works on your iPhone and iPad. Notability, I've got to show you this, if you don't mind, because I have this hooked up here. So I'm going to send my iPad over to my screen. You should be able to see it here. And here's what I love about Notability. I'm going to pull Notability up. Is if I had a counteroffer that came in. This is a PDF document. I can pull this up in Notability and I can write and sign on this contract. I can also highlight information. I can also erase. I can also type text. So if I want to type something in, I could do that, and then I can move that type signature wherever I want to on the form. I can also look up here. I could record notes if I want to, right up there. So now I'm recording what I'm talking, and I can stop that. This is really a cool application. And so a lot of times if you have a report, a PDF document, you can pull it up in Notability, and then immediately you can begin to annotate the text. So I use it a lot of times in listing appointments to highlight information on specific comps that I'm using, or to handwrite notes. So great tool. If you have an iPad Pro, you'll absolutely love it. And it actually works on your phone. I actually signed some documents when I was in Sarasota between presentations. Someone needed my signature. I pulled the document up in Notability on my phone, signed it, emailed it right back. Evernote, another great tool. You can search by keywords. You can do audio. I use Evernote a lot. And Wunderlist is really an interesting little program where you can create to-do lists and set up teams. Gboard. Gboard's an additional keyboard for your mobile phone. So if somebody said, hey, how do I get to this business, or your business, or this location? You type in the address in Gboard, and it actually sends them the link with all of the information from Google. So it's really a cool way, if someone needs directions, use your Gboard add-on keyboard to send them the Google information. And I'm finding this little app for my watch and my phone has been a lot of fun. It helps me stay on track to be productive and create habits like practicing my French and writing in my journal and things I need to be better at each day. But it also works on my watch and dings at me, but I like it a lot. And then 5-minute journal, really a cool tool. We need to be grateful and we need to be thankful. There's my notes from the morning anyway, and the picture from when I was in Sarasota last week at your conference. And I was grateful to be speaking there and to see and feel and hear and smell and enjoy all of God's creation. And, what will I do to make it a great day? And I saw this really cool outfit that I wanted to buy my wife in the Atlanta airport coming down, and I was going to purchase her that on the way back. That was my goal there, purchase my wife a gift to show my appreciation and love for her. And we were delayed 4 hours in Sarasota, so I did not get to Atlanta until 11 o'clock at night, and it was closed, and I barely made my plane. But anyway, I tried to do that. So practice gratitude, very important. And I kind of shared a story about, my wife and I owned a farm and had a freeze, kind of lost a bunch of stuff, but we ended up, believe it or not, in Nice, France, and have a very good friend there. In fact, I spoke with him today by email and hope to talk tomorrow by phone. But we lived in France for a couple of years on and off, and still go back and forth to France, to Nice, and very fortunate and blessed to be there. But I was reading this quote, and that's another picture out of our apartment from Nice one morning, and I was reading this book by Marcus Bach that said, "The goals you find on the way to the goal you want may be more precious than the goal you seek." And I really thought about that when I read that day, and I thought, John Mayfield, sometimes you just get so wrapped up running through life, chasing these dreams and goals, just stop and enjoy each day. Because as that quote says, and as that picture shows, those moments may be more precious than the goal you will ever seek. And I really believe that, looking at that picture now. Like, that is more precious to me than anything I've ever been trying to achieve or reach in life. So take time and think about that. And think smart. It will set you apart. I want you to be that red apple, the different red chair from the competition. That will allow you to win more business. Well, I hope this was helpful for you. I have recorded it. I will place it on the Sarasota website on businesstechguy.com/Sarasota. I'll send everybody a link for those of you who took the time out to watch this today. I hope that was helpful, and I always love coming to your board. You have some of the most friendliest people. It's an amazing association, and I just am honored and blessed that you've asked me to come back and speak, and hope I can come back again next year. As always, thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will talk to you in the near future.